All right. I think I did it right. I might have screwed it up, but on my end, it's showing live. I sent out links, but I don't see anything in the little box down here on the left for anybody else jumping in. So if you're trying to jump in, I don't know, email me back and say, hey, man, it ain't working. I kind of completely forgot most of what I did last time on that train wreck of what I'll call episode 0. It's kind of weird looking over here. Okay, 2 watching now. So something's going on. Yeah. I just decided to go ahead and go live just to make sure it's working. Right now it's 5 o'clock Eastern, the only time zone that matters, or close enough to it. So most people are having dinner, doing things like that. I don't really expect a lot of people to tune in. Hopefully this records. There was something here in the StreamYard app about recording, so that or YouTube will do it, and then I can just post it as a live show. Somebody can watch on playback if they really feel like wasting their time. Okay, apparently I can remove myself. There's another thing here. Maybe I should have had this unlisted. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Regardless, though, I was gonna do this show just to talk about what I would end up doing if I do live streams. I'd like to do live streams. I've been wanting to do them for years. My schedule just isn't conducive to it, and I haven't had a room in the house I could dedicate to it. Oh, hey, Raphael. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see here. Yeah, so I needed a room dedicated to doing this sort of thing. I finally got that. It's a work in progress. I'm a little here, a little there. I'm gonna try to spruce up the room so that I can do live streams as well as just be a panelist and maybe do a couple videos in here. I want to put a table behind me and then set up some of the rifles on the back of the table. Maybe put some sort of covering on it, and then what I really need is a full size table where I can put a rifle on a table and put the tripod back and maybe try to film there. Trying to film downstairs at the reload bench just doesn't work, and trying to do live streams from there, it's really just not set up for that. I need a desk. I've got a desk here and a chair and all that. So um, I've just I've been wanting to do this, and I'm already realizing that maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I haven't been doing live shows up to now, because one of the things that I don't like about live shows is when somebody changes their time slot multiple times, or they've got a regular show and I'm kind of expecting to jump on as a panelist or listen to it or watch it, and they cancel it for whatever reason. I mean, real life comes first. That's the reality of it. And with that, I understand people have got things going on, and if they got to cancel the show or reschedule or something, that's the way it is. So I kind of wanted to find a schedule that would work for me where I would have the least number of cancellations. Like I would have to get called into work, or there'd have to be a real family emergency or something. And my schedule doesn't stay the same all year round. So I think for right now, if I fill in for somebody, if they're going to be out sick, or if I have an opportunity like tonight, I've got a little bit of time. Really, I should be editing videos, not messing around with this. But yeah, I thought I would just take the opportunity to just mess with the StreamYard software a little bit, and try to get more familiar with it. Because honestly, I don't really remember shit about the last show. I don't. So I guess what I should do is just, now that I've explained why I don't want to commit to a certain time slot just yet. I mean, something could change in my life where I can say every, I don't know, Thursday at 8 or something, right? I mean, I don't know, but or maybe I do like a summer schedule and then the rest of the year type schedule or something like that. But in addition to trying to find a time slot that's going to work for me, it's going to be the most flexible for me. I need to set down some ground rules, like how long is the show going to be? I think 1 to 2 hours would be good. I don't want to commit to 1 hour on the dot, like at 59 minutes and 35 seconds. I'm, I got my finger over the button or something like that. But I also don't want to go on for 9 hours. That's just too long. That's not working for me, or that wouldn't work for me. Uh, I guess another thing too is what sort of structure. Do I want to do a show where I just have a topic? We talk about the topic. Do I want to do a show where it's a free for all? Somebody told me not to do a free for all, and I don't know. I kind of like that. Or how about this? How about a hybrid? So I've got a topic, and if it branches out from there, so be it. Just let it happen organically. If people want to jump in, jump on, and say what they got to say or whatever, that's fine. But I've already got a list of topics. I've got a folder here. What I have is I've got a portable hard drive over here where I keep all of my stuff, my raw footage, my edited footage, thumbnails, ideas for videos. I've got all kinds of folders with ideas for videos. Never even did anything with it. I've also I've got folders with videos that I've shot and edited and I never published. I found one that's 13 months old 2 nights ago. I need to get that out there. So over here, I've got a folder called Live Show, and I've got 2 files in it. One is show rules, and the other one is show topics. So I've already got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 show topics ready to go if I needed a show topic. So I think if I do something where I've got a topic we're going to start off with, and then if the panel kind of takes it in a certain direction or something's going on that week and we want to discuss that too, or just throw it in and just let people talk. But maybe if it starts to get close to the 2-hour mark, just cut it free, something like that. That's what I'm thinking for right now. So Tactical FUD is out there in the audience. So I've got 2 people. I'm looking over here at this box, and I don't see anybody trying to jump on. So either people are busy or I am just doing this wrong. Yeah, see, I can change my avatar and that sort of thing. But last time what I remember was there was a box down here, and I got to get used to this camera too. For all these years, I just, had my earbud and my cell phone and camera off. So having this camera up here on this monitor is, I got to get used to that. And then at some point too, I want to put a monitor over there so I can maybe watch the whole StreamYard thing here, and then maybe watch what's going on the YouTube side over there, even though there's a column here to the right, so I can read your comments, or I can go to private chat, the internal, the side chat, right? So I can do that. I can see already now why some of you guys call the internal, the live chat out there on the YouTube side, the side chat, because if you're the host, it's on the side. But before there was StreamYard, it was never called a side chat. It was called a live chat or a top chat. The side chat was always what we could see, the people on the show, not the people watching. So I guess now that I'm doing this as a host, I see why some of you guys call it, because you're new. You weren't around for Google Hangouts, so you don't remember that crap. So, but I don't even know where I was going, just kind of rambling. I'm kind of talking so there's no dead air, because I thought some people were going to jump on. But like I said, I could be screwing this up, and people could be trying to jump on, and nothing's happening. So right now it says 6 watching. I can't believe that. Wow. Okay. So if you're trying to get on and nothing's happening, send me an email or something, because I'm looking over here in my my inbox, and nobody sent me an email saying, hey, I can't get on. Yeah, I'm looking over here for something where somebody would be jumping in, but I just maybe I just picked a bad time to do this show. So I'll go over some of the ground rules that I come up with here in just a little bit. I'll give a few more minutes for some people to jump in, or for somebody out there to comment in the live chat if you've got anything to say. If you have any questions, any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Anything that you'd like to see me do. I'm not going to necessarily dance for the audience. I'm going to do my own thing. But if somebody suggests something and it's something I think I might want to do, then I'll go ahead and do it. Now, if I was monetized, I suppose I'd be out there going, whatever you guys want me to do, I'll do, because I want to keep the money rolling in. But I'm not monetized, and I kind of like it that way. It's just my preference. Other people want to do that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But they got a whole different level of stress that I don't ever want to deal with. Now, one of the lessons I learned last time was don't shoot some cocktails with squib videos beforehand, or go on Rick's show and pound a few and then set in here and have even more, especially on an empty stomach, because I got real tired real fast and I was just done. That wasn't very professional of me, but yeah, I'm okay with having a few drinks during the show. If I start to get a little, lightheaded or whatever, well, then I guess it's time to stop. Or I just have cranberry juice. If somebody wants to jump on the show and they want to have a few pops, I don't care. If they start to get obnoxious, I'll just give them the boot. It's no big deal. Something different about this than making a video and editing it. There's no damn pause button. So maybe I should just go over the rules and then just cut it off, because yeah, nobody's jumping in. Or like I said, I keep saying I'm screwing this up somehow. All right, so let me go into this file and look at the show rules. All right, so after the train wreck of episode 0, New York Outcast sent me an email with 7 ideas. And these are ideas that I thought of either before I did the show, when I was thinking about doing a show years ago, or these are ideas that the next morning I'm there going, they didn't think it would happen again, Raphael? Yeah, well, here's the thing. Don't count on a regular show. Just don't count on a regular show right now. I mean, I'd really like to just do fill-ins and stuff like that. I can tell you, I can just be transparent with the audience. The house is empty right now. The wife is at her mom's. The kid is at work. I have the house to myself. It's just me and the dog. So it makes it a little bit easier, but I can close the door and things like that. But if I do a show too late, I'm waking everybody up. That ain't going to happen. I've already done that enough as a panelist, especially like if somebody's on the West Coast. And when I was working second shift at the factory, if I came home and they went live or they were still live, I'd jump on and I talk loud as is. When you got these earmuffs on, or the headphones, it kind of blocks out everything even more, and I tend to talk even louder. So that's no good. So I don't want to do something too late. And just the way my schedule is, okay, I do it, say at noon on Saturday this week. And then next week I do it, at 5 on Saturday. And then the next week I don't do it at Saturday at all. I do it Friday night. Or I don't want to jump around like that unless I'm filling in for somebody who has a regular schedule show and they've got something going on. And I'm like, ooh, I can slip that in. Or maybe I could do part of it. Maybe they run their show from 8 to 10 and I could maybe run 8 to 9 or something. So I do like to be a part of the show as a panelist. As a host, it's a little bit different, especially all alone here. Just got to keep it going. But I'd like to do this. And if my shows suck or whatever and nobody watches, I don't care. Because if you look at my analytics for my channels, dude, I don't get shit for views. I mean, I've said it before, the same 16 or 38 people that watch my shows or my videos on a regular basis, thanks. But every now and then I'll get something that gets like 1.7 K views, right? And I'm going, damn. Now, for some of you guys out there, you get 1.7 K views in the first 5 minutes. All right, that's never going to be me. That's just not. I can make videos like that. I totally can, but that's just not what I want to do. So I kind of want to run the live show the same way. Just do it here and there. Maybe eventually come up with a good time slot and just run it and just see where it goes. If people like it, great. like I said before, if you got a suggestion and something that I would like to do, maybe I didn't think of it, or maybe I was tossing an idea around, didn't say anything, and then somebody goes, "Hey, why don't you do this?" I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll do that. But I mean, there really isn't a lot to do, right? You talk about something, and it's just a bunch of people sitting around talking, and then the audience can participate. But a lot of times when I'm a panelist, I'll look over at the audience, and they're just having a conversation with themselves, and this is background noise. So if this becomes background noise while somebody's painting their bathroom, so be it. I mean, honestly, some of the live shows that I've listened to on replay or listened to while they're live was while I was at the factory or while I'm driving or something like that. And it helps me pass the time. It's a lot better than TV or radio or something like that. So if I can do the same thing, then hey, whatever. What really got me into doing live shows was that I used to listen to them years and years ago, back in the early days of gun channels, and back when YouTube was actually something that people really wanted to get on. They didn't have all the crazy terms of service, and there weren't all these other services to try to compete with them that don't really compete with them and stuff like that. And they were doing the 8-hour lobbies and stuff like that. I'd listen to it at work on the weekends. I'd be at work Saturdays and Sundays by myself, and I'd listen to them, and they'd be talking about something. And they'd all be like, yeah, what's it called? Or when was that? Or something like that. And I'm on the other end going, it was on this day. And nobody on the panel knew. And I'm like, damn, if I was just on the panel, I could add to this conversation. And then eventually I jumped onto a panel and I learned how much I liked it. Right. And then I also learned how much there were conversations I had absolutely nothing to add to. So I know some people don't want to come onto live shows. They don't, because they want anonymity. They've got maybe drama in their life or past drama in their life, and they don't want to show their face and stuff like that. You can click on an avatar. Just go over here and let's see. I think I just click. What do I? Oh, stop cam. Hey, stop cam. Hey, look, there's my avatar, right? So you can do the avatar, and with StreamYard, you can start off with your mic muted and the avatar on. With the Chamber, or your avatar, your avatar on, your camera off. With the Chamber, it automatically starts you unmuted and with the camera on. So, I mean, you can jump onto a live show and not show your face, right? I mean, somebody would hear your voice, but unless they recognize your voice, they're not going to notice you. Use a screen name and all that. So if somebody wants to jump onto my live show and they've never done this before and they're kind of nervous or whatever, and then, that I would not hesitate to talk them through what they got to do. But yeah, back in the day, I always thought, I could add to this. And that's one of the things I like about YouTube more so than TV. TV, you watch it, it's scripted. They just do whatever they want. And a lot of times the plots suck and everything else like this. This is more just, some of it could be staged or whatnot. I mean, we all who make videos, we all have learned some of the little tips and tricks, amateur Hollywood to make videos. But you can stage it, and sometimes that's good for a joke or something like that. But it's more real. It's just happens organically, I guess. Just the whole interaction. I can't just jump onto a TV show as an extra unless I had a holodeck. So this kind of lets me do that. And I don't like when certain channels don't want to let people on their live streams. Now I get if you don't want to let this person on there because your politics don't mesh, or this person is just coming on to shill or push their channel or whatever. No, I'm going to give you the boot. Goodbye. But if you're new to this, or you're nervous, or you got stage fright or something, you shouldn't be stage fright. I mean, who really cares? I mean, whatever. But I would let somebody come on the show if they want to just give it a try, dip their toe in the water, see if they like it. Yeah, where was I going? I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, Raphael. Yet their lives are on Facebook. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, because it's the same thing too with the credit card thing. So, you guys know I use plastic, not paper money. Doesn't mean I don't ever use real money. I use cash here and there, but I don't like cash. I like electronics, electronic funds. So plastic just makes it easier. I actually manage my budget better that way. And people are like, oh yeah, the credit card companies are going to report that, you made gun purchases, and they're going to give it to law enforcement. They're going to come knock on your door. Yeah, I'm not buying stock in that. All right. Here's the thing. The credit card company is going to report that you made a sporting good transaction. And if the law enforcement agency actually pays attention, all they can see is that you made a sporting goods transaction. I asked my local law enforcement if they're going to do anything with this, and they said, no, we're not doing anything with that shit. How many other law enforcement agencies are going to be like, we don't have the manpower to sit there and watch transaction after transaction come in on a daily, monthly, weekly report, whatever, And okay, great. Squib spent $900 at Dunham's. He probably bought an overpriced rifle. Or did I buy, an exercise machine for $900? It's not going to say Squibload bought AR-15 serial number XYZ at this store on this day at this time. It's not going to say that. So great. Law enforcement has the option to see if I made a sporting good transaction. You got to understand something. These companies that they do this stuff, and these politicians that propose these laws, it looks good, right? They don't really care if it does anything. They care about how it makes them look. So when a politician says, we're going to pass universal background checks, how often has that gone through? Not very often, has it? Because these motherfuckers know they're not going to get reelected if they do it. Or in some states they will, like California, right? Nobody cares. But in other states, they do care. All right? But if they say, well, I tried, and they shot me down. The NRA, it was always the NRA's fault. You guys hate the NRA. It's like the NRA is the punching bag for the Second Amendment, movement, right? So they're a necessary evil. So let them be the punching bag, right? But that's just it. They just say, well, look what we did. Okay, it's just like the credit card companies going, look, our moral obligation is to report these purchases. It shows up as a sporting goods purchase. There's general merchandise, there's food, there's gas station, there's different purchases. They don't break it down and say what weight motor oil you bought. They just say, you made a purchase automotive or transportation or something. So big deal. They're going to have a code for firearms that says sporting goods. Okay. Even if it says firearms, did I buy 2? Did I buy 3? Well, we better run down to Dunham's and ask them to give us the 4473 for that day. I'm telling you, law enforcement doesn't have the manpower to do that, because maybe you live in a place where there's one person buying one gun at one store ever. But around here, there are thousands of firearms purchases every day. They literally can't go down there. They don't have the people. So long-winded, my take on the whole credit card thing. I just don't give a fuck. This is more virtue signaling. All right, this is more of the Now, when they pass this stuff, and when some of this stuff actually affects people, like when they pass universal background checks in a commie state, and that affects firearms purchases or things like that, or they find some way to create a backdoor registry and they actually use it to knock on one person's door, because once again, there ain't enough of them to knock on all of our doors at the same time. And if they're starting at that end of the street, all these guns are going to be gone the other direction before. It doesn't work like that, guys. But if I made videos about that all day long, people would tune in and watch my channel, and I'd have 100,000 subs. Anyhow, the law enforcement agencies out there that actually want to do things, they actually want to abuse their authority, they don't have the manpower in most cases. They don't. And look how long it takes them to solve more important crime. Well, buying a gun isn't a crime, right? Or look at the times where they have had these red flag laws and universal background checks and what have we got here in Michigan? The handgun registration, all this, and it doesn't stop the crime, does it? It doesn't stop the crime. So it's a virtue. It's bullshit, right? So along the same lines, that same person who says, I'm not going to use a credit card to buy my guns because the government can track me, will come onto this platform, onto YouTube, and go, hey, look, here's my new AR-15. Frogs and crickets, right? You're showing them your gun, going, this is what I just bought at Bass Pro Shop last night for $900, right? And if they zoom in close enough, they've got the freaking serial number. Okay. As opposed to me with my credit card statement that says I made a sporting goods purchase. So yeah, the person who's afraid to come onto a live stream, even though you don't have to show your face or give your real name, will post their shit all over Facebook. And oh, by the way, guys, if you've never been divorced, I can tell you that if you post your shit on Facebook, the judge will use it against you. All right, so let's see. We got some people talking over here. I've run my mouth long enough. So let's see. There used to be public access by here on cable. I don't know if it's still around. People could make TV shows. Oh, like in Wayne's World. Oh, that's kind of interesting, Raphael. Patriot. On the purse, or the person likes drinks and fruit and flowers and little umbrellas. Oh, and don't forget ice. Good evening, gentlemen. I don't really think one of those little umbrella that would really work. I'm not going to put fruit in my beer. If there's lime, or I pitch it. When I was younger, I would put lime in my Corona, but no, not. Let's see, Kingpin. Have a great show. Sorry I have to miss. Still working. Hey, that's good that you're working though, because if more people were working, I could get hot sauce at Myers, and Myers would be 24 hours again, and we wouldn't be sitting here going, we want to wait to get a pickup truck until the inventory is back to where you're not waiting 15 weeks and stuff. So it's good that you're working, Kingpin. You're setting a good example. Plus, it benefits you. You make money, and money is good. Greed is good. Raphael, could be I bought a canoe. Okay. Does that have to do with, you're not calling your canoe a ship, are you? Because it's not. I mean, ship kind of involves, like two people on a canoe is not a crew. Okay. Patriot in the Dark. Well, Michigan is going to pass all sorts next week. The bills will go to the Senate on a floor vote. Okay, Patriot, I don't believe that. I do believe that they might be able to get a watered down version through, or they might get one of them through. But yeah, there are people in Michigan coming on their YouTube channels going, oh, they're coming for. This shit has happened before, guys. Now, recently, in the past year, we've had 2 high profile mass murders in Michigan. Things that had happened in other states for decades just hadn't happened here. Not to that extent, right? And the first time around, they threw a whole bunch of stuff at the wall to see if anything stuck, and nothing stuck. They're going to do it again this time. They might get a little bit more traction, but anybody who has an R by their name who signs off on this will not get reelected in this state. Or maybe they're counting on the fact that because of the way the elections have gone the past couple times, that so many people are disenfranchised that they won't do anything about it. But I can tell you, I won't reelect these assholes. It's as simple as that. So something might pass, or a watered down version might pass, but in general, no, the sky is not falling. Now, if you say that, if what I just said is going to get somebody to go, well, then fuck it, I'm not going to do anything. That's not the point. You see, for me, it's insulting. I don't need to have you fearmonger, because that pisses me off. I'm smarter than that. I understand why they fearmonger. First off, they do it to make their channel bigger. They want more Patreons and all that. It's the same tactic the NRA does, the GOA does, to get more money, get more people paying attention. But on the other side, they're trying to gain attention. They're trying to get Cheeto Man off the couch to do something, right? And they've got a fearmonger, because if they don't, these assholes won't do anything, right? They won't show up to vote. They won't do anything. And they're right. They're not wrong. But for me, it's insulting, because I don't need you there telling me this bullshit. You are doing the exact same thing as the mainstream media. The mainstream media lies and exaggerates in order to push their agenda. And you, the Second Amendment advocate, lie and exaggerate to push your agenda. There was a time I had some leftards tell me that something I said was right-wing propaganda. Now, I don't believe it was, but some of the things that people that are in the same culture as me, the Second Amendment culture, say is right-wing propaganda. It's what it is. I would rather see journalistic integrity, even though we're not a news outlet, and I'd rather see some more honesty and transparency. If you're afraid that if you say they're going to throw 31 bills out there, one of them's likely to pass, and you think that people are going to go, well, then fuck it, then why get up? Okay, whatever. But for me, we're not going to have like this massive gun control in this state. That doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. It doesn't mean that at some point the more gun control they pass, right, the easier it is to pass more and more and more. So I've been around long enough. I've seen enough stuff that I'm just not worried about it. And if me saying that gets Cheeto Man to stay on the couch, then so be it. I guess you guys can all make videos blaming me for the gun control that got passed. But I just don't really see it happening, or not. Or it's more virtue signaling. They're going to pass a law that sounds good, and it does nothing. We already have a handgun registration. So if they pass universal background checks, what does that mean? What does that mean? Long guns? I mean, Is it really that big of a jump? I'm not, by saying that, I don't mean I'm endorsing it. Doesn't mean I'm okay with it. But I'm like, come on, you guys, I mean, really. So whatever. Now, what I will say is that if we have gun control passed in Michigan, it's going to make it more difficult on the states around us to get rid of any gun control, even though they've done a heck of a job. And I'd say the constitutional carry movement in the state of Michigan got moved back 5 more years. Not that there really is a movement for constitutional carry here. And I blame the FUDs and the firearms instructors. When Michigan went shall issue, people sprung up all over the place selling these damn concealed pistol license classes. They've got more money than you and I to give to these politicians. All right. I'm not saying we couldn't come up with as much money. It's just they're a business. Businesses invest in what's going to keep them going. These people don't want to see our concealed pistol license go away, even though some people would still keep it if there was constitutional carry, because this is their bread and butter. And I'm not blaming it directly on them, but they are part of the reason. The other thing are the FUDs. The FUDs that think you need a piece of paper, even though they believe in the Second Amendment and they've got lots of guns, they think you need a piece of paper. There are people out there that got their concealed pistol license in Michigan that carry it around like it's a badge of honor. I've got a CPL and you don't, hence I am a better person. It's that sort of mentality, those 3 groups that are holding back us getting constitutional carry. Well, if they pass gun control in this state, we're going to be too busy dealing with that to really do anything with constitutional carry. And it's going to be a lot harder to convince people that if we had constitutional carry, there'd be less crimes committed with firearms, or less crimes committed just in general, because you don't even need a firearm. I mean, there was a guy running around Home Depot with a syringe, jabbing people with it. He was stopped by a guy who had a CPL who held him at gunpoint until the police arrived. Don't tell me that letting the citizens exercise their Second Amendment rights doesn't work. Now, do I think that these kids at Michigan State University would have had guns on campus? Maybe a few of them that come from the country and their parents raised them right might have had guns on campus. And I would recommend that they lock them up, because you just don't know what's going to happen. But if they just hit the code on their box, pull out their gun, and they're going down the hallway to engage the threat before, that's better than nothing, right? I'm not saying that they should have to, but I would encourage it. But here's the thing. This MSU is a business. If they say no guns on campus, or no guns on campus other than security or police, that's their right as a business. That's their private property. However, it's my opinion they shouldn't get one damn dime of our tax dollars, not one penny, if they're going to deny you the right to exercise your Second Amendment right. If they're going to tell you can't have a gun here, fine. No problem. It's private property, your business. You can do what you want. But this is a topic that I've got in my topic ideas for somewhere down the road. But if you do that, you're not getting any federal money. Simple as that. You can make a choice. Oh, we want the money. Then let them bring a gun. Let them bring a gun. You can have some guidelines. You can have some guidelines, But I would one of the students in one of those dorms having a gun in their dorm room, or maybe even conceal carrying a gun, stop that? We'll never know. We'll never know. And that's part of the thing. If they said, we'll do constitutional carry in Michigan for 10 years, see if the numbers drop, then, oh, here we go. Outcast is, see, I'm too busy running my mouth and didn't even see if I can get him in here. Add to stream. Okay. So if they did constitutional carry in Michigan for 10 years and saw if the numbers dropped, it would be just like the 94 law. They saw after 10 years, it didn't change a damn thing. We all know this. These are FBI statistics, right? So, yeah, but I also respect the college's right to ban firearms as a private entity. But as soon as you get my tax dollars, nope, all bets are off. So I don't think in Michigan we're going to have this massive gun control and this place is just going to go to hell in a handbasket. If it does, if it's that bad and I don't want to deal with it, I'll just move. So now let me try to I'll let Outcast introduce himself, and then I'll try to get caught up on the comments. Outcast, that means unmute.
Yep. Thanks for the invite. Didn't realize you were live already, so appreciate the invite. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, I'm finding out my gift for is actually working. I'm not even caffeinated right now, but Patriot, I'm glad you said that because it did give me something to talk about. Even though I have show ideas, I didn't want to do a show about anything other than rules for this show. But I'm kind of glad what's being said out here in the live chat because it gives me an opportunity to address it. I don't know, Outcast. What's your position on? I guess I'll just take this one right off the list of show ideas. Private property owners being able to say you can't bring a gun onto private property, not government property, not public property, but private property.
I think it's should be, or I would think it's within a property's owner's rights. They have the ability to yay or nay who comes on their property in a sense. So I mean, when it comes to stores, things like that, I don't like it in some senses, but you always have the option to go to a different store. That's my take on it, I guess. I think your property should be your domain in a sense. Not that, the Constitution doesn't apply or this or that, but, you're willingly entering somebody else's domain. So, different households have different rules, you know what I mean, or whatever it may be. So, knowing that on your way in, that's your choice. You know what I mean, in my opinion. So, granted, I also have in the past, due to recent laws, I won't, incriminate myself, but, I go to customers' houses all the time with a firearm. I never said, they don't ask, I don't tell, personally. So, so I don't know, but if somebody had asked me, you know what I mean, then, either I would respect their wishes or not enter their home.
Fair enough.
As an individual, stores with a sign that says please don't with no enforcement of law, honestly, I can care less about. But an individual's home, I think you should probably respect that individual or just not be visiting them.
All right. I'd like to follow up with a comment on that, but let me try to get somewhat caught up here on the live chat, and then I'll come back to that. I've been muted the whole damn time.
Ugh. Yes, you have.
Yeah, I've been muted the whole damn time. Rookie mistake. All right, I'll let Moo introduce himself, and then I'll go back to I'll get back to the live chat in a minute. Oh my goodness.
I am the Moo. I'm from Michigan, and my governor has a forehead as big as a billboard, and she's a fucking cunt.
Yes. And it's good that you use that word because we appreciate obscenity on this show. We used to have a term when I lived down in Georgia for somebody with a forehead like that. We called them missile head.
I bet she's had a lot of missiles on her head.
I bet she has. Okay, let me scroll back up here. I'm on the right here in the live chat. Let's see. Woods. Hi, Squib. Hi, Woods. Defense Dad. Mama said credit cards are the devil. That's right, Bobby. They're the devil. Defense Dad is working. He just doesn't have any clients at the moment. Hopefully me running my mouth when I'm not muting myself is helping you pass the time. Patron in the Dark. I think there's a typo error there. If you're talking about not enough people in the state of Michigan that support the Second Amendment, there are, but I think they just kind of differ in what they're willing to do for it. And I also think that there's people after the past couple elections here that just say, screw it, why bother voting? And they're being part of the problem. I'd be more likely to encourage you to go vote. I'd be more likely to encourage you to join a state organization and to read their newsletters. I'd be more likely to encourage you to show up to a rally or be a good ambassador than I would to sit here and go, they're going to take all of our rights and they're coming to okay, whatever. Yeah. If I lived in a state like that, I would definitely freaking move. Let's see. Raphael, Florida might have constitutional carry soon. I just sent some email and support. And see, Raphael, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. You don't have to be involved up to your eyeballs in debt and just wearing yourself out in time and grabbing every person you see on the street and preaching to them. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But there's ways you can help out monetarily. There's ways you can help out by setting a good example. There's ways you can help out by getting involved. There's, jumping on live shows or doing other social media things. And sometimes you can have some fun and joke around with your friends and whatnot, but there's other times to be serious too. And I believe that if we show everybody that we're not criminals, that gun people are people like everybody else, and we don't sound like a bunch of raving lunatics when we're on social media or out in the public, we don't present ourselves in that manner, then it's going to help normalize. It's going to help it make it more mainstream, where we aren't looked at as bad guys, criminals, villains, things like that. People start to understand. People don't understand. They believe what they see in the movies. They believe what they hear on the news. The politicians lie and they go, well, we elected them. They've got a degree and, they've been in politics for 40 years. They must know what they're talking. No, they don't. Or they do, and they're lying. And when we do it, we're no better than them. I understand that sometimes adopting the tools and tactics of your enemy in order to win, especially at the tactical level, not necessarily at the strategic level, works in combat. It does. But I think that we can take the high ground and still accomplish the mission if we try to do it. Now, I don't want to get all this kumbaya bullshit, because you got these YouTubers go out there and go, all we all got to do is do the same thing. But it's the thing I want to do, not what you want to do. That's why we butt heads, is because the person going, if we just all come together how? Well, see, we got to do this and this. Well, I don't think we should do that. Well, nobody cares. Just come together. And I'll butt heads with you every single day. Yeah. Let's see. Defense Dad. I'm almost certain constitutional carry will pass here in Nebraska, which it should. You guys have been busting your ass to get that. Let's see. Wow, a lot of this year, based on the results of the floor debate so far. Good. Don't give up, and set the example for other states that you guys just didn't give up, because Indiana had some bumps in the road. You guys are having some bumps in the road. Michigan, we've got a long road ahead. I'll be out of here by the time they've got constitutional carry in this state, if it ever happens. Michael Hurtneck, howdy all. Howdy, Michael. Vanessa Kitty, hi. Hi, Vanessa. Raphael, AFK, going to unload a work truck. All right. That was probably a while ago, so he's probably back. A lot of corporations get our tax dollars. Yeah, and that would be kind of the same thing for me, as if a corporation was getting our tax money. Now, I'm not talking about the government buying something from them. I'm talking about actually funding something. Then they shouldn't be able to say you can't have guns on the premises. Because it's a Second Amendment right. It's a constitutional right. If it wasn't a constitutional right, I could see somebody going, hey, they can get our money and tell us we can't do this. The Second Amendment says what the government can't tell you to do. And if you are being funded by the government, you're not a contractor, right? You're not selling them something. I mean, you're actually being funded, like a college, getting grants and stuff like that. Then in that way, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, that affiliation isn't loose enough that they can deny you a right that the government can't deny you. That's one of the first things that I really think needs to be done if we're really going to start making more progress faster, is we all need to be saying that the Second Amendment isn't what right they grant you, it's what right they can't take from you. Like, maybe I should do that at the opening of every show. So there's an idea. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's see. Lost my audio somehow. Had to reset. Yeah. No, that was me muting myself, Vanessa. Patriot. Horse face, did you mean? No, she doesn't have a horse face. She's got a missile head. Technical FUD. Hello to a bunch of people. Woods. Hey, Buck. Everybody saying hi. Poor conservatives. Yeah, that looks like Squib. Yeah, that's what I look like. By the way, all right. So I figured out what this thing Rick was talking about. He was talking about this Murdoch thing. Okay, so I thought he was talking about. Can I screen share? Can I? Let's see. Will this work? Let me see if this will work.
I seen the photo after, and I'll hold my statement, but I seen the photo after.
Present slides. Your computer. Upload file. Jeez, you got to go through all these steps. Damn, this is a pain in the ass. It's not showing up. Okay. I was going to try to screen share, but apparently I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So there's got to be a way to do this. Present. Oh, share screen. Can I do that? Yeah, sure. Share screen. Share screen. Man, I ain't going through all these damn tabs. Screw this. All right. I was going to show a picture of Dwight Schultz. He's the actor that played Murdoch on A-Team. That's what I thought Rick was talking about when he said, you look like Murdoch, right? And I'm going, I don't look like Murdoch from A-Team, right? And then later I saw something on TV about this Murtaugh murder. And I finally looked at this guy and I'm going, I don't look like that guy either. He looks like a ginger. I'm not a ginger. So I don't know.
At a quick glance, there might be the slightest resemblance. Like, but that's like saying all black people look the same or something. You know what I mean? So don't take it wrong. But you know what I mean? I'm just stating, you know, at a quick glance, because the lady flashed it to me and she was like, what do you think? What do you think? And I was like, okay, I can kind of see it. Kind of. But I, you know, like I said, you know, it's that's
the first person to get the boot from my show will be New York Outcast. No, why don't you do one of those things where you doctor up the photos like you do for when you do the thumbnail for when you do the Rick Stanley show?
That's what Rick was talking about. But I ain't gonna do that with you and a freaking guy that's convicted of killing his wife and kid. I mean, that's pretty shitty. I know, you know, we had some jokes and stuff, but that's kind of another level. You know what I mean? That's, I don't know, borderline distasteful.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind you guys poking fun. I can handle it. Guys. I honestly thought I was like, I don't look like Murdoch from the A-Team. Let's see who else here. Tactical Fudge just reloaded some 38 special for tomorrow. Oh, he's got range day tomorrow. Ozzy's out there. He's barking at the moon. Let's see. Patriot Governor Whitless is throttling my chat. Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah, because of his typo there. Yeah, possibly. Boy, you gotta scroll down and do this new comment stuff. It's not as user-friendly as I thought it would be. I hear Gifford's supposed to be in Lansing. We should go. All right, so here's the thing about me in Lansing. Last time or two I went, it turned into a Trump rally. And I'm not going there for a Trump rally. I'm going there to support the Second Amendment. And then after those rallies that they had down there where they were blocking traffic, they were keeping people from getting to the hospital. Of course, the police are right across the street. Did they do their job and clear traffic? No. And I'm not going to go conspiracy theory because that'll mean I got to boot myself. But I find it convenient that they didn't do anything to clear traffic to the hospital. And these idiots don't represent me. I'm not going to be out there purposely blocking traffic to make a statement. The people that block those bridges and the truck drivers run them over, they got what they asked for, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to be doing that. And I'm also not going there for a Trump rally. They got the same stupid float they tow and park in front of the Capitol building and all that. I'm there for the Second Amendment. I'm not there for Orange Man Bad. Whether I voted for him or not, or whether, you know, none of that shit matters. I'm here for the Second Amendment. I'm not here for Donald J. Trump. So to get me down to a Lansing rally is going to be a little bit difficult. I might go just to see if they've changed. But yeah, I'm really disappointed with the Michigan gun rights organizations and the people that go there on the regular. Small Caliber Arms Review is out there. Hey, I didn't expect you to tune in. Yeah, I'm live. I'm running my mouth. This is what I do. If you squint, your eyes are almost about to close. I squint because I need reading glasses to read. Raphael, here, maybe I will look like, I'll go ahead and do it. Fuck it. I don't care. I'll embarrass myself some more here. Look at this, guys. Whoa. Huh? You get the screen reflection there. Yeah, I might look like the murderer wearing these things. Yeah, I have to do like this because I'm old. I'm really old. I mean, I wear the hat too to cover up the bald spot. It's pretty bad, Raphael. So yeah, that's what I got to do here. The Second Amendment is not a right of the people. It's a restriction of government. Correct, Ozzy. And that's what I should be saying, I think, at the beginning of every live show. Not that I plan to do them on the regular. Let's see. Shady Hill Homestead is out there. Hello. And now we're caught up. All right. Moo, Outcast, one of you guys say something. I'm done running my mouth for a little bit.
Something. Something.
I don't know if Rob has seen my avatar or not. But,
oh, yeah. Yep.
hello, Mr. Kib.
That's the pimp stash or whatever they call it.
The porn stash.
Porn stash. There you go.
I don't know. Ron Jeremy had a way different. It was like a double Hitler he had, you know.
Oh man, you guys are something else, you know.
I go back and the screen captures, like I'm like, what did I see last night? I'm like, oh, that's a good one. It's not embarrassing though.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
That's right.
I mean, could definitely be worse. At least you didn't put a Glock in the background or something.
Oh, hang on.
I shouldn't have said nothing.
I mean, really.
What was that? What was that one from today? Had a Glock case of Glock. I don't know.
The one Gary did.
Oh, these are my favorite Glocks.
All right.
Didn't Misha do that?
Yeah, Misha and Gary's. Yeah. Yeah, my attorneys will be in touch with Misha. So.
Oh man.
There, how's that? Is that showing up?
Oh my goodness.
What the hell is that? Wasn't he convicted of driving over a school bus or something?
Something. Yeah. There we go. You're gonna tell me I would kill for a head of hair like that because my hair is thinning so bad.
The picture everybody's referring to, I think, is the one where he's in the orange jumpsuit and shaved. So, yeah, I think it's just a little bit of facial structure that maybe.
Okay, I'm going to have to look for this picture at a later time. Maybe I'll make that a show topic. Do I look like Murtaugh, or Murdaugh, or what? Not Murdoch.
You're definitely not a dead ringer or nothing, but at a quick glance, there might be something there. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I've been saying I look like Denzel, but people don't seem to agree with that either. So I don't know.
Yeah. How about this guy? He didn't kill anybody. Oh, wait, no, he did. Shit.
He killed more people than I did this year.
Oh, look at that.
Son of a bitch. Damn.
Yeah, so look, with the private property owner thing, I might as well just go to that topic, and then we could just see how bad I do as far as show topics. So let me go into my show folder, my show folder here, and look up show topic ideas that I come up with. All right. Being able to carry everywhere. I don't believe that the government should force private property owners to allow weapons on their property. I also don't think the government should give criminal or civil protection to those owners. So this is the follow-up I wanted to talk to you about, Rob, and you too, Moo, and everybody out in the audience. Let's say the government says, okay, fine. We've got to recognize the fact that the Second Amendment is a right the government can't take away. But private property is private property. You pay taxes for that private. That's your property. You should be able to dictate within reason what goes on there. Obviously, you don't want to commit a crime like a murder on private property because then all bets are off, right? So you should be able to say, hey, no weapons on this property, and it's your property, your rules. Why can't they be sued civilly if somebody can say, I was assaulted or a loved one was killed on your private property where you wouldn't allow them the opportunity to exercise their Second Amendment right? If they couldn't be sued civilly, could they be charged criminally? And I don't mean like the clerk or the manager. I mean, like the owners of the company or something like that. I could see that as a compromise, right? You're either going to say you don't get any of our tax money if you're a private organization and you have government funding. You're not a government supplier, but I mean government funding. You can't deny this constitutional right, or you're a private property owner. You can deny this, but don't be surprised if you get sued. I mean, what if the college had armed security at every building? Would that have been enough of a deterrent for this guy to go, I'm going to find some other soft target? You know what I mean? So what do you guys think about a federal law that says you can't, as a private property owner, deny somebody their Second Amendment right on your property and not face criminal or civil charges?
Well, I think that if you're acquitted from criminal, you shouldn't be held liable for civil.
Okay, and that's a Michigan law, which I'm okay with. So you're saying that they would have to go after them criminally and then turn around and sue them civilly if they were found guilty?
Yeah. I mean, if you're guilty, then they can go on. But if you're cleared, like let's say it was a clean shoot or whatever, they shouldn't be able to, go after you for civil.
No, I don't mean if somebody breaks into your house and you shoot them. No, I'm saying Michigan State University. Why can't the parents of the students who were the surviving family members, because these are adults, okay? So when we talk about them like they're children, they're not, they're adults. Why can't the surviving family members sue the living shit out of Michigan State University for denying them their Second Amendment right? But then you go, but Michigan State University is private property. They have the right to say, you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you were inhibiting law-abiding citizens from carrying a gun on campus to protect themselves. Right? And
right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
so
I mean,
Patriot, the guy at Michigan State falls on that prosecutor. She should be charged. If he's talking about where this guy was arrested previously and the prosecutor failed to charge him and keep him out of the public, didn't that happen in when that guy ran through that parade? He drove his car through the parade. Didn't they let him go like 2 weeks prior? And I mean, he had assault with intent to kill or something like that, and the prosecutor just let him go. I mean, why can't the prosecutor be charged for failing to charge? I mean, there's got to be some level of accountability. I'm not talking about going sue happy and arrest happy, but why, if there was some way to hold these big organizations and these government officials to the same criminal penalties that we would suffer if it was a good shoot in your own home, right? Why not?
Well, I don't know. I might be the other side of this. I really can't say because I've been somewhat distracted, but I just want to add, I'm hesitant to make a stance at this moment because really I don't want anybody telling me what I'm supposed to do in my house personally. So, not that I have a problem with guns or something, but if my crazy Uncle Eddie or something showed up, I don't want his ass armed in my house. You know what I mean? So, and I don't really have a crazy Uncle Eddie, but I got a crazy uncle with a different name. But it's just the principle of the matter. Obviously he probably shouldn't have a gun, and me saying not to have one wouldn't, he'd be doing something anyway. But I just don't like the fact of the government telling you what you can or can't do in your home personally or on your property. That's where it worries me in a sense. I wouldn't have a problem with any of you guys here stopping by armed or any average person, you know what I mean? But, when you tell me, I can't do something, my American side comes out and says, oh yeah. So I don't know. I just, they shouldn't have a place in my home, in my opinion. That's, maybe. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little more, but like I said, I've been kind of sidetracked here too. So, but that's my fear. Call it the the camel's nose in the tent or whatever the hell it is. I don't know, but I don't really like anybody telling me what the hell I'm doing.
And see, that's my whole point. Somebody can go, yeah, we should be able to sue Walmart if they won't let us carry a gun in there. And then somebody comes in and starts stabbing people, and we could have stopped them if we had a gun. But I agree with that. But I also agree Walmart is a private property, and they pay taxes too.
Sorry, a public store would be, I guess you could see that as a little differently, or a public establishment where you're going to deal with the public. But as far as an individual's docile residence, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's I don't, like I said, I wouldn't want a federal law telling me whatever, about anything, really.
But see, the thing is, what's the difference between Walmart and your house?
Well, I guess because
my house is way more expensive.
I don't know. I guess because it's your choice, you know what I mean? You don't have to shop at that store, but let's say it's something to do with family, or I don't know. And maybe you're court ordered, and it's a problem with people that come to your house or something. I really don't know. I don't know. So like I said, I didn't 100% think through it. I just, when you're talking about the government says this in my home, it's an instant red flag to me.
Right. And as big corporation who pays billions every year in taxes to state and federal governments, and maybe even local taxes in some commie places, I am not about to let the government come into my house and tell me what to do. You see, I'm not, and somebody's going, you're doing devil's advocate. I can't stand that term. No, I'm being objective. Okay. That's one word. So that's my thing. The whole double-edged sword thing. I don't want the government in our homes, but if I owned a business, it's my business. Like, okay. So for example, in the state of Michigan, they said no smoking in buildings in the state of Michigan. So if you own a bar, you can't have it smoking. I don't agree with that. Now I could see them saying no smoking in government buildings. I could see them saying no smoking in certain public spaces, right? These are public spaces. But saying you own a bar, you own a restaurant, you own whatever it is, you can't let your patrons smoke. No, fuck that. Let capitalism take over. All right. If I want to go in this bar because I smoke cigarettes and they allow smoking, I'm going to go there. And if I want to go to this bar because I'm sick of smelling all these damn smokers, then I'll go to this bar. But the state had to pass a law, and I don't agree with that. I also don't agree with the motorcycle helmet law in this state. I think if you want to wear a helmet, you should wear a helmet. But if you don't, and you want to splatter your head all over, to go right for it. I mean, who cares, right? Certain laws really infringe on our right to live, die, or, fail, succeed, whatever you want to call it. And I don't agree with that. But I also can see how it's difficult to gauge this, because the Second Amendment is a constitutional right that says what the government can't take from you. Well, on my property, I'm not the federal government. I am the government, but I am not the federal government. So I wouldn't want to get sued because something happened here. So I guess I would take the necessary precautions. I just think that they shouldn't be able to deny your constitutional right if they get government funding, not if they buy stuff from the government or they hire government contractor, or if they're government. No, I'm talking about actual get funding. And I just think that there needs to be some sort of penalty for private property owners who deny. I don't know the best way to balance it. Because, I mean, Rob, nobody's going to sue you if they come over and that junkie kicks in your door and starts shooting up the place, because you ain't got no money. So
junkie, that's one of Rob's terms.
I'm sitting in the living room. I'm sitting in the living room on the couch with my 1911 on my hip and my Versacary holster, and shameless plug. It's about the limit. And my wife goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm ready in case a junkie decides to kick in the front door."
How'd she look at you? Did she give you a strange look?
She rolled her eyes like she normally does, and she went right back to what she was doing.
I only have 3 guns in front of me. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I got to step out. I apologize for having to be short on this one.
No apologies.
Well, when you
Oh, yeah, that's right. So
when you finish,
Rule number 1.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
He meant fuck you. I'm out. That's
Oh,
what he
okay,
meant.
that's
to say.
better. That's
the
there you go.
lady is wanting the Rob.
No, I got to go pick up the new kid. So,
Yeah, it's not about me this time.
Damn it. Well, step in. Rob, get the fuck out of here, and the lady will fill in for you.
Huh? I'm going to.
God damn it.
We're gonna do a family night tonight.
Oh, well, that's cool. I mean, come on.
We'll
You know,
see. Maybe. Maybe.
Send me $20 and I'll be all right.
all right. Thanks, man. Thanks for the invite. Maybe I can stop back or at least pop in the chat in a little bit. I don't know. I got to play it by ear because I don't want to be rude.
Later,
All right.
Rob and Rob's
Guys, have a horrible night.
There you go.
Go choke on a
fuck
salad.
off. Peace out,
Yeah.
fucker. So now, what the heck?
Great. Okay, now you see we're both in Michigan right now, so it looks like Sandhill's show, where everybody on the panel's from Nebraska, and all he talks about is Nebraska. And it's not that Nebraska's a bad place. I like going there, I do. But most people haven't been there, and most people who have just gone right down the middle and gone, there ain't shit here, and get out, right? So, I don't want to have that should be a rule. Okay. So I got to figure out some way to, I'm going to put this down here. Rule number 18. No geographically centric show. I don't know. I don't want to just do Michigan chat and people are going, who gives a shit? Because honestly, nobody comes here. So who does give a shit? Uh-oh. It says device is not connected. I guess Moo dropped out. Well, there we go. That or something happened. Well, I got what I asked for. So let's see here. Go over here to the far right on the top comments. Got to be careful because right above that is end broadcast. Let's see. Hey, single shot. Let's see here. So yeah, Moo kicked himself out. Or he either had technical difficulties or he kicked himself out because I'm not doing a Michigan-centric show. Yeah. Oh, there we are. He's back. Add to stream. There you are.
I apologize. I hit the wrong goddamn button.
So it showed your avatar underneath the box here, right? And it's in gray, and it said something about some sort of connectivity issue. But I thought you kicked yourself out of the show because we didn't want to make it Michigan-centric.
Well, we could go on about Michigan a little bit.
Now, see, you were born and raised here, right?
Yeah, I'm not from North Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm not born and raised here, so I can look at it from both points. Nobody comes here, though. Nobody comes here. It's not Beverly Hills Cop or RoboCop or why is it all cop movies about? And that's the other thing too. Everybody thinks Michigan is Detroit, and it isn't. That's like saying Illinois is Chicago. It isn't. California is LA. It isn't.
Turn my camera on. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So let me get to the show rules. I was going to do that, and then you guys jumped on, and I was actually commenting on things people. By the way, you guys out there in the live chat, thanks, because you gave me something to talk about other than just going over the show rules. Now, by no means are these show rules set in concrete. These are my ideas. No, don't leave studio. I almost kicked myself out.
I know.
These are my ideas, and this is a rough draft. So I'll read this. Nice squeaky chair. Oh, I'm going to add that one. No squeaky chairs. Rule number 19.
It's going good now.
Yeah, you just need some white lithium grease. That's all.
I think.
Hiker Bob had this squeaky chair that drove me up a fucking wall when he would go live. It did. And I'm just like, Yeah. All right, I'm going to put this over the right-hand side, so I'm not looking at the live chat, guys. Not that you guys are saying much. Single shots in Buffalo. Sorry to hear that, single shot. New York sucks.
Oh. Well,
So
the good thing is he's right on the border, so we can get the fuck out of there.
I mean, how far is Buffalo from, well, the border with Canada, right?
Well, no. Did I fail geography?
And is Buffalo that close to Erie? Is it? I don't know. Google map it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to screen share it because apparently I don't have a clue how to do that. You know, I'm going to get nominated for more.
I've been in Buffalo before for 2 weeks, and that was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
I guess so.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, it's right on the border with Canada.
America.
That's Canada. That's Ontario. It's still a ways from Erie, from the border with PA.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, he can still get out of there. Just keep going. Run over the protesters. You got a semi. Run over the protesters and just keep going. So, yeah.
Get over the protesters.
Yeah.
The QAnon shaman. He's been in the news all week.
Who?
The guy with the bullhead and the January 6th thing.
Who?
The QAnon shaman.
I know nothing about this.
Damn.
This is an unknown phenomenon.
Hang on.
All right. So 3 years ago, when I wanted to start doing this, I had some ideas. I didn't put them down on paper, but I remembered some of them. And I talked about some of that on episode 0, the episode that will never be seen again. Afterward, or the next day, Outcast sent me an email with 7 ideas. And these were ideas that I already had, and these were ideas that I'm going, yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. If I had these ideas, that wouldn't have happened. I've added since then, and I've actually doubled some of these. I've duplicated them, so I'm going to have to streamline this. But I'll go over the ideas I have here. Now, what I'm thinking is at the beginning of every show, I'll just read the show rules to the people out in the audience and to the panelists. I'm not going to stop and read them every time a panelist joins. And maybe I'll post them somewhere. I don't know. I'll put it in the email link I send you guys or something. I don't know. But part of the idea behind reading them or just having crazy rules that always change is around here they had a radio show called the Drew and Mike Show. They were on for 22 years. They were the best. They were the absolute best. They got taken down by woke people. But they had a game show on their radio show called Don't Stump Mike. And the rules, they would read off the rules at the beginning of the show, and at the end of every show, something would happen, and they would add a rule. So they'd read more, and they'd change rules. And one of the rules was they could change the rules at any time during the show for any reason, period. And if you don't like it, too bad. And that's going to be one of mine. It's my show, so whatever I want goes. But I'll try to follow these rules. As a matter of fact, part of the idea behind this is if you violate a rule, you might get a verbal warning. But after that, you're going to get the boot. Or if I've given you too many warnings on too many shows, you're going to get the boot. But I'm thinking of doing it kind of as a running joke. I'm thinking about, I'm going to just kick you out. You can come back in if you want. If your butt hurt over it, don't come back, right? If I'm going to kick you out because of something you're doing, I'll block you so you can't come back in. But otherwise, just giving yourself the boot, if I give you the boot, or maybe you catch yourself doing that, there's going to be somebody that's going to do something and go, oh shit, and then boot themselves and come back. But I think it might be funny. Then again, it just might not work, and somebody's going to go, that's just retarded, don't do it. So rule number 1, no apologies, which Rob broke, but he left the show. So I guess you can break rules on the way out the door. Maybe rule number 20.
Fuck
Rule number 20. If you're gonna break rules, do it as you're leaving. Okay. There we go. So rule number 1, no apologies. Don't apologize. It's a sign of weakness. Now, don't get me wrong. If you talk over somebody, it's like bumping into somebody in the hallway and you say, sorry. That for me really isn't one of these apologies. But if you're going to, apologize for what you said or something, no, don't. Just say what you're going to say, whatever. If it's that big of a deal, we'll have a talk later like men. All right. But all this apology crap. And you know who apologizes a lot are people from Nebraska. They apologize for everything. It's because they're competing with Canada to see who can be nicer. So don't do that. All right. Just don't. If you screw up and say, I didn't mean that, or I misspoke, or maybe I'm not saying this in the way that explain it, that's one thing. But just apologizing for everything you're saying, what the fuck do you stand for, dude? Seriously. You're backpedaling. Fucking man up and be like, yeah, I said it. You got a problem? What am I going to do? Reach through the camera? Right? So no apologies. Number 2, no politically correct bullshit / fence setting. So that means stand for something. Have a backbone. Okay? If you say it, mean it. If you change your mind later, be man enough to say you change your mind or whatever. If we're joking, if we're messing with each other, that's one thing. And I think hopefully if there's some joking going on in the show, the audience can tell or the panel can tell or something. But I can understand seeing both sides because you just saw where I was talking about private property versus the Second Amendment, but it's private property, but it's, that might have come off as fence setting. I was trying to show both sides. It's when you take both sides, when you actually believe when you present yourself. This is why I don't like devil's advocate. If you're trying to be objective, that's one thing. You're just being honest and you're saying, look, I can see both sides of this and I'm not sure which side I want to take. That's not necessarily fence setting to me. Devil's advocate is pretending that you believe this side or pretending when you don't, but when you do it, you're doing a shitty job of acting, honestly. So I'm not looking for somebody to jump on the show to be the antithesis of what somebody else is saying or something. If you disagree, then say it. Man up and say it. But the politically crap, no. Say what you're going to say. If you don't like it, get the fuck off my show. If it gets my channel taken down, screw it. I got better things to do with my time anyhow, which is one of my topics I'll be talking about in the future. All right. No kids without rule number 3. No kids without approval. Yeah. No kids on this show. Period. All right. I don't want kids on this show. If your kids come onto the show, they're going to be charged as an adult. Okay. If you want to come on this show and play with the adults, then expect to be treated like an adult. If that's going to make you cry or run away, then what the fuck are you doing on this show? Honestly, I think it's best if we just don't have kids on this show. If somebody out in the audience wants to join, they've never done a live show before, and they jump on, they got the camera on, and they look like they're young enough to be my son, I'm going to be like, I need some ID, maybe. I don't know. But it's not which I kind of repeat this one later on down. You'll hear it in a minute.
I love these rules, man.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm your politically incorrect asshole. Number 4, no passing out live unless it's me. So I think next time I won't put down as many beforehand. I hit it pretty hard on Rick's show, then I kept going. And the problem with me is when I drink when I'm setting, I don't realize how much I've had to drink. I really don't. And then when I stand up, I'm like, oh. Like I could be at the bar with you, right? And we're putting down 1 for 1, and I am coherent as fuck. And it's like I got to go to the bathroom, and it's like, oh shit, right? And I don't know what it is. And that's what happened. Is I excused myself, and I stood up, and the room spun, and I said, "This ain't good. Yeah, I got to go."
Well,
yeah,
you know what? When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so I excused myself, rules. But I did it in a very unprofessional way. Nah. So but hey, it's my show. So if I want to walk away, I'll walk away. Just, I might just.
It was great.
Yeah. Well, you guys were still talking. I'm like,
we talked for like another 2 hours.
Well, remember with the lobbies, somebody would open up a lobby, right. On their laptop and go to work, and people would just jump in and out. So I kind of left it open like a lobby.
Fuck it, same thing.
So no passing out unless it's me. But really, that joke is more for fun. If you do pass out, and you wake up and you want to leave, just don't even say anything. Just go.
Well, that was last night at Gary's chat.
What happened?
I got back to my computer this morning at not this morning, but 2:00 in the afternoon, and I was still the only one in the chat. I may have gone to bed at 4 a.m. You know,
Allegedly.
just go to bed. Well, I got up, went to the bathroom, got a snack, and then I went to bed. And I came back down to my computer, and I was still the only one in the chat room. Oh, you're muted. You're still muted, Squib.
Damn it, that's twice.
2 times.
I should just boot myself. Yeah. So yeah, I've had it where I've left the live show going, back in the Hangouts days, and then go run an errand and come back, and they're still there and stuff. Or jump onto another show, do that show, then come back, click on my link, and they're still running, or they're still doing an after chat, and I'm like, hey, cool. All right, so no passing out, but really that's more in fun. If you have to go, go.
Was that rule number 5?
That's rule number 4. And cool. Ozzy, I got your comment up, but we'll talk about that after the rules. Number 5, be a respectful asshole. So that means, certain things. I mean, some people can handle anything, and I don't mind if somebody defends himself, if somebody's teasing them, and they're okay. Here's the thing: we all have things about ourselves that we can be teased. We give material we can be teased about. When your teasing isn't an exaggeration of the truth, or your teasing isn't the truth, it's a flat out lie, or you're attacking somebody's family, that to me is not being a respectful asshole. Now, don't get me wrong. If your wife or lady jumps on the live stream, she's an adult. All bets are off. Okay. So if you don't want somebody saying something that you might find slightly offended about your wife, don't bring her on the damn show. Okay. And I'm not saying ladies can't come on the show. Come on the show. I don't care. If we have a problem, let's talk about it after the show. And you can tell me, hey, look, that's not cool. Maybe I'll make it a rule. All right. But I don't want to have this thing. You want equality? There's fucking equality on this show. So you want to hang with the boys? This is what you get. And I don't want that to drive them away, but I honestly don't ever see any women coming on this show. So it's just be a sausage fest.
I think my wife has been on the show before.
Well, not on mine, but
your show.
Somebody else's. Yeah. So,
what's up? Oh, no.
Nope. Oh, she's not coming over?
I could text her.
I don't know. Yeah.
She's upstairs.
Nah, it's fine. All right. So, number 6, hit the mute button if you have background noise.
Oh, for
this
sure.
Is something, as easy it is to forget to unmute yourself, it's very easy to forget to mute yourself. And you walk away and think you did, and you didn't. Or you're out in public and you got a lot of noise. Yeah, I know, me, the guy who was at the factory joining the live shows. But I said what I said and then muted myself because I didn't want all the factory noise, right? But there's some of you guys that leave your mic hot the whole damn time. I'm talking to you, Single Shot. I am. Yeah. All I can hear is, somebody eating or breathing or cussing out somebody who cut them off, or their kids in the background or something like that. And, I don't want that in the background. So that's one of the rules. That's probably going to be the fastest way for somebody to get the boot. And I did cover this rule again later on my list. Let's see. Number 7, if you're offended, please get the fuck out. If you're offended, just drop out. It's not rage quitting. I don't care what anybody wants to. It's not rage quitting. Sometimes it's better to just walk away. I can get offended. All right. But it's on me. It's my responsibility. If I let what you say have power over me, I've surrendered power to you, and it's my accountability. It's my responsibility. It's not yours. If we want to have a society where we have equality, if we want to have society where we can be open and have free speech, I understand the First Amendment protects you against free speech against government, not free speech against other people. Still, then there's got to be some back and forth with this. So the people who get offended, understand, you being offended, me being offended, it's on us. It's not on the person trying to offend you, or maybe even not trying to offend you. They may sincerely not know that this is a sensitive subject. It's kind of interesting that you might make a joke about something and then somebody else says, hey man, that's me. You make a cancer joke, I don't know, or whatever, right? And then somebody says, hey man, I've got cancer, and you didn't know, right? But then again, they might go, yeah, that was a funny joke. It all depends on the person. But I got to tell you that it's not easy to offend me. And even if I need 5 minutes, I'm going to just go compose myself, and I'm fine. The thing about it is, I look at somebody who can say, I'm just going to step away, and if I decide to come back later in the show or later on another show, I will or I won't. I have more respect for that than somebody trying to say, you're not allowed to say that. Why? I mean, I'm the host. I can tell you what you can and can't say. Let's see here.
I was just trying to figure out what would really offend me. Yeah.
I mean, I
I
don't know.
Who's going to offend me? Fat white guy?
I don't know. Society says that you shouldn't be offended by anything, but everything you do is offensive. Let's see. Now, this is,
Right.
where Rob's list ends, right? He sends me this email, and this is where his list ends, and we're in agreement up to now. Here's the one that's going to piss him off to no end. Rule number 8. Mute yourself, bitch. Hey.
That was like the second rule.
Hey, I can mute him. Hey, how do I unmute him? What? Oh, did I do that or did he do that? He's got to unmute himself. All right, fuck it. Whatever.
I did it.
All right, I don't know. All right, so rule number 8, no conspiracies. I'm not into the conspiracy shit. Everything boils down to the lizard people at the center of the flat, dark earth. I'm not into that bullshit. It makes good fiction. It's fun to talk about, all right, to some extent. But when you actually sincerely believe it, you're getting the boot. You're getting the boot. You might get the boot faster for that bullshit than you will for background noise. Number 9, if you get the boot, feel free to return. It's all in good fun. This is part of the shtick of the show. If you get the boot for breaking a rule and your butt hurt, then you go back to rule number 7. You know, get the fuck out. Or, rule number 7. So just don't come back. Rule number 10, no shilling. Shameless plugs are acceptable if they are, can I read my own typing? If they are for one of your channels or a live show that you're a regular panelist on. So say you're a panelist on Gizzard Gary's show and you want to plug it. Go right ahead, right? Just don't make your plugs too long. If you go on and on and on about it, yeah, I'm probably going to give you the boot right in the middle of your sermon. Number 11, panelists come first. If you're in the audience and you feel neglected, ask for a link. All right, if I go over here to the far right, the second tab down, it says banners. And if I go down here where I typed in here, for a link, here's my email address. If you're in the audience, type in the comment section, no, email me at that email address, and my inbox is up here. Yeah, I can see if you send me an email, and if I want to send you a link, I will. But if you're in the audience and you're not being heard because the live chat's going and we're rolling or whatever, and you're like, damn, I want to be a part of that, then jump on in, be a part of it. If you've never done it before, don't worry, we'll talk you through it. Let's see. So also when I'm doing intros, I'm going to introduce the panelists first, unless like this one, there's no damn panelists, in which case I'll introduce the people or recognize the people in the audience. But if you took the time to take the link, join the show, click the link, whatever the fuck you want to call it, then as far as I'm concerned, you come before the people in the audience, even though the audience is helping to drive the show with their comments. I do appreciate that as well. Let's see. Number 12, swearing, cussing, cursing, foul language is acceptable and encouraged. This is not a family show. I put that in caps. This is not a family show. Also, what's with the dumbasses that have their children and grandparents watch live shows with them? Whether you host a show and you tell every family member to watch it, or I guess you're sitting in the family room watching a live show on YouTube with your kids. What the fuck, dude? These are adult shows. Why would you have your 4-year-old or 7-year-old watching this going, Daddy, what's an asshole? I don't get it. Or going, now y'all can't swear because Grammy's out there watching. Grammy doesn't even know her name in the old folks' home. So is she really going to know? And I get it. It's your house, your rules. Sandhills and I had this discussion before. If you want to make that the rule that there's no swearing or whatever, but on my show, there's swearing. If YouTube takes me down over it, fuck it. It wasn't worth it. But if you decide to put your kids or grandparents in the audience or whatever, That's on you, dude. That ain't on me. Why somebody would do that is beyond, other than they're desperate for subscribers. I'm going to tell everybody at church about my YouTube channel. And then what do you know? Sunday night, you've got 350 new subscribers, but you damn well better not swear. Whatever. Let's see here. Number 13. Greet the host with foul language. Yes, when you jump onto the show or when I'm introducing the panel, please greet me with foul language. If you don't want to use foul language, then an insult will work, especially criticism of the host behavior. For example, how much I talk, how loud I talk, whatever. I don't know. Think of something about me that's kind of, I look like a guy on death row, or I don't fucking know, whatever.
You dick.
So, there you go. See, like that. And so that's what I want. And that one's going to be kind of hard for us to get used to, even me, because on these shows, we don't typically do that. But whether you swear or whether you insult me or do something, that's kind of something because you know what? Honestly, we're all too fucking nice in this world. And what's funny is you got the balls to yell at somebody who cut you off inside the safety of your car, or maybe type something in the comment section, right? But in reality, you wouldn't go right up to their face and say it, pussy. Let's see. Now, pleasantries. Pleasantries for introductions when you're coming onto the show or something like that. These are terms that you can use. Other terms will get you the boot. Okay? Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. All of these greetings have to be in Eastern Standard Time, the only time zone that matters.
Yep.
So if I do a live show at 11 a.m. Eastern, or no, well, I should say, if I do it at 1 p.m. Eastern, and you're in the Mountain Time Zone and it's 11 a.m. there, don't say good morning. You'll get the boot. You have to say good afternoon. If you don't like it, you get the boot. You can come back in. So if you choose to use any of those three, so be cognizant of the Eastern Time Zone. You like that?
Yeah, you sons of bitches.
So other greetings that are acceptable: hi, hello, hey, greetings, ahoy, aloha, and nuq'neH. Those are the only ones that are acceptable. I don't want to hear you people say, how are you doing? I might give you the boot over that. How are you doing? Really? That's not a greeting. That's a question. All right. So I know that's kind of detailed. This is going to take a while. And if I'm not doing a regular show, nobody's ever going to remember this shit.
How many we got?
I'm going to number 15 now.
Out of how many?
Out of 20. If you got to go, just go.
Nice. No, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm fucking in.
Rule number 15. And these rules could change. I might get rid of them. I might do some tweaking, whatever. But let's just see how it goes. Rule number 15. No raising hands. Raising your hand will get you the boot. Oh, yeah. I need to type this next sentence.
Which hand?
Only pussies raise their hand. So, raising your hand will get you the boot, because apparently in this you can raise a hand to speak. Just get in there and say it. Wait for the other person. But I think maybe along the lines of this, I should streamline this or adjust it some and say, if you have long pauses between your statements, then you're going to have somebody cut you off, dumbass. So, New York Outcast, who likes to do long pauses between what he says and then just go on and talk over you, don't be surprised. But I'm not doing this raising your hands. And here's another thing. You can simply do this, right? All right. You're using your stupid avatar, right? And you want to talk, and the other person's kind of getting to the end of their point. Turn on your camera. You don't have to wave me down or anything, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's going to get my attention, right? So just something simple. But this raising hand shit, we're not in elementary school, so fucking whatever. Number 16 goes hand in hand with 15. Talking over each other is acceptable if the other person is talking slowly, has long pauses, or is redirecting the conversation because they are losing the debate. Now, here's the thing. Some people will redirect. They will change the point of the conversation. They will change whatever it is in order to win. Well, you didn't win. You just, you changed it. We were talking about this. Now you want to go talk about that, and I'm not talking about that, so you automatically win. Well, absolutely talk over that person. Talk louder than them. Talk in a more excited tone. Shut them down, because stay with the topic. I mean, if we go off on rabbit trails because it's organic, it's fluid, that's one thing. But if two panelists are having a debate, or somebody's having a debate with me, and we're talking about X, and then they realize they're losing, so they go to Y to win, you're going to get talked over. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, I encourage everybody to try to get equal time if they choose to use it. Now, that's the other thing, too. If you don't choose to use your time, I mean, I'm not going to sit here with a timer. And obviously, I'm running my mouth more because I'm going over the rules and some other things. But at some point, I need to stop talking and have like 6 people on the panel talking. But if you talk for 20 minutes and we let you talk for 20 minutes and the other guy wants to talk for 20 minutes to counter you, you got what you asked for. So just be careful. The rule doesn't apply to me because I'm the host. Fuck you guys. Let's see. Rule number 17, which is just a repeat of rule number 6.
Refer back to 6.
Refer back to 6. Mute yourself, bitch. That's rule number 17. Mute yourself, bitch. If you don't mute yourself when you aren't talking and there's background noise, you might get 1 courtesy reminder per show. Otherwise, it is the boot. All right. This is going to be a lot of work for me because I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, was that a rule or not, right? Some of the stuff, conspiracies and the muting I can get, but all right. So rule number 18, no geographically centric show. I don't want to just talk about one place because people are from all over. And if you think the world is the little bubble you live in and that you're terrified to leave except maybe on vacation, it's not. It just isn't. Rule number 19, no squeaky chairs. Moo.
God damn it.
And rule number 20, if you're going to break any rules, do it as you're leaving. So those are my rules so far. I'll add to it. I'll change it. I'll do whatever. But I know that's, really long and whatnot. But I mean, people do these brackets and top 10 lists. So what the fuck? Was that any different?
No. All right. I concur.
Fuck, I did it a third time. I muted myself. Okay, Woods, fuck that. Now I can't even ever use any of those greetings. Okay, really? Too many fucking rules.
On his avatar. If you have a dog on your avatar, you're like you get like an extra
warning, courtesy warning.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of dogs, Raw Feeding 101 is out there. Defense Dad, this is like Squid Games. You mean Squib? You do the talk to text, and it doesn't know what a squib load is. This is like Squib Games where we get shot if we break a rule.
That's pretty much right.
Defense Dad, I suggest saying, "Hey, shut the fuck up! It's my turn." That's beautiful, dude. Copy paste. Will this thing let me copy this? Copy. Damn it. Let's see. Will it? Let's see. Nope. Put user and timeout, block user. No, I don't want that. All right. Oh, wait. I can go over here. Let's see. Man, it's see, I was talking all this time and I missed all that. I'll have to catch it later. All right. I'm going to copy paste that one, Defense Dad. That one's pretty good. No one talking while muted. LOL. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Woods, be ungovernable. No, I'm not a state entity. Defense Dad, this reminds me of when I got divorced. Yeah. Actually, the way I typed it up does look a little bit like my divorce decree. It does. Yeah, I know you're going to go which one. The one with the most rules on it. Wood. Fuck, there's going to be swears here? What the fuck?
Way back.
Defense Dad, nuke the communist gay baby whales? Okay, sure. Yeah. All right. Squib, that just what someone that is part of the conspiracy. That's what someone who's part of the conspiracy would say. Yeah, I guess so. Do we have to wear? Let's see, Defense Dad. Do we have to wear pants as long as we remember to shut the camera off before we? Oh no, Porky Pagan is allowed. Yeah, just don't stand up. You're good. You're good. We got you there. Yeah. So, yeah. Rule number 7, tactical flood. Rule number 7, whoever enters the chat has to send Rob a box of condoms.
Well, I don't know if they make it there. It's got to go through the whole crack den, then take a left through the meth lab. I don't know if it'd make it.
Yeah. It might not. I don't know. You got to wonder if the postal guys there, if they get mugged or whatnot trying to deliver the mail. Gizzard Gary listening on the road. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes just having that background noise, just somebody just it helps, get through the traffic. I remember I was coming back from was it I think it was Rod of Iron, and I was somewhere near Cleveland, and I kept trying to jump onto Gary's show, and it kept dropping me. I must have joined like 13 times, and every time Gary put me in the show, I appreciate that, Gary, because just talking with you guys, it was helping me pass the time. I think it was, I thought it was Rod of Iron I was coming back from, but yeah, it's definitely something that can, I don't know. I like YouTube over TV.
Yeah. Back in the day, I mean, I don't know how long Rick's life has been on the YouTubes, but man, it helped me out. I was always traveling for my job and whatnot on a Saturday, and that Saturday at 3:00 when Rick's thing came on, man, I watched that thing for. I mean, it was up. It was in my truck, and that passed an hour and a half, whatever it was. It really helped out the travel, and just like you're saying, it's like pass the time, man.
If my shows, which I mean, I still haven't committed to a regular time or anything, but if I do a live stream and that helps somebody get through a shift at a shitty job, or it helps them deal with traffic or whatnot, then I'm just paying back what I've been given over the years. Because some of you guys have done some really good shows. Some of the panelists have had some really good things to add to the show. I've laughed my ass off while driving, and sometimes that's kept me awake. Some of the things that you guys have said, or just get my mind going. I'm not just thinking about the traffic or reading signs or listening to the GPS try to route me the wrong way. Sometimes some of the things you guys are saying, I stop to think for a little bit and go, didn't consider that,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've kind of covered that. I went over to look. I opened up a tab and I was watching the live chat there on the YouTube side. It looks different than what I'm seeing here in the comments in the right hand here of the StreamYard screen here. So some of your comments are not coming through on my end, and they're also not coming through on the YouTube side. So if your stuff is getting blocked or whatnot, at some point I'm gonna have to set up moderators. I thought when I was drunk last time I gave everybody a wrench, so I didn't give myself a wrench. Shit, how do I give myself a wrench? I gotta figure this out.
That fucking chat was epic.
I don't even remember it. I seriously don't.
It was good, man.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I do remember. Okay, I should say I remember that there were kids on the show, and I remember that I was having trouble working everything, and I'm looking down here and I can't see people trying to join, and people are leaving voluntarily so somebody else can come in, and I remember that people I didn't think would come onto the show came onto the show, and I was really happy about that. I was just really happy that so many people just jumped on. They didn't have to or whatnot, just whether they were joining the panel or just out in the live chat. It was just unexpected. It really was. So I appreciate the support. I don't need it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like, I mean, it's kind of awkward talking by yourself. I finally got to experience that, but you know, obviously don't stop what you're doing to tune into this shit. But just the fact that whether you're playing it as background noise while you're driving, or you know, you're sitting in front of the fireplace with grandma and the kids, I guess, and everybody's swearing together. It's just it's nice to see that. Hopefully, I'm doing something that somebody finds somewhat entertaining or educational or something. Let's see here. Defense Dad. When I'm on a show, I usually have it on the computer, but have the YouTube chat on the phone muted. Easier way to keep track of the chat and answer that way. Yeah, I could use a phone over here, I suppose, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to this, but I don't know when I'm gonna do the next show. Maybe I can get another Saturday and do this, but I think for right now, those are the rules. If you're watching this on replay, if you got any ideas, leave something in the comment section. I don't care if you like the rule or you don't. If you want to tell me what you think of it, that's great. If you don't, if you honestly don't give a shit, don't. I mean, whatever. But those are my ideas for the show. The intro to the show, you know, all right, here's something I don't like. When people do videos and they've got their intro music and they got their little scene or whatever they do. And by the way, why is the music always louder than you when you talk? It's like it's blaring, right? Blowing my, and I'm going right, and I'm hearing this.
Oh,
you know,
shit!
Right, and then the person comes on and going, "Hi, this is YouTube Rex.
Hey,
I'd like to show you my." It's like, dude, what the fuck? So, is it really that hard to control the volume of your intro music, guys? So, but I don't like long intros on videos. I don't. But for the live show, I think the next time I do it, I'll try to do an intro. It'll be kind of long. If I think it sucks, then I'll just get rid of it. I don't know. But format-wise, I want to have a topic. I want to talk about the topic, and then if that topic branches off into other things, we're good to go. I want to keep it probably less than 2 hours. I'd like to do a minimum of an hour, so somewhere between 1 and 2 hours, call it. If it's going really good and I got nothing going on and the audience wants me to keep going, I suppose I will, but otherwise, I just don't want to be like, oh, the cats are scratching me and I'm hungry. You know, so
no, Rick.
Hey, you know, and that's just it. It's Rick's show. He can do what he wants because it's his life as he sees it. But that's why I don't want to do set up a schedule until there's a time where I know I'm not going to get pulled away. I'm not going to have something going on. So I'll figure something out later. But in the meantime, I'll just kind of do these impromptu. I'll try to put something in the community post earlier. I was thinking as far back as Thursday about doing this, but honestly, it wasn't until this morning over coffee before I went on Caliber Corner that I said, fuck it. So I'll try to post something, but there's always replay or not at all. Who cares? Could we cover what? Could we cover new swears? What is the new fuckwad? I don't know.
Am I the fuckwad? Woods knows I'm a fuckwad.
I don't know.
You know, I do have to file some.
Same as the old fuckwad, but younger. What? Okay, sure. The new fuckwad is same as the old fuckwad, but younger. All right.
What the fuck?
All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and it's 6:43 here. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. We've been going for an hour and 48 minutes. So yeah, that's just under the 2 hour mark. Yeah. So that's good. So thanks guys. Appreciate it. You helped me get an idea of what it's like to just do this without any panelists. I hopefully on the third time, I don't have to go, what button do I push? And I'll try to come up with a time here in the future. Won't be next weekend. I'll be at a wedding. So yeah. Yep.
Are you going?
He's tying the knot. Yeah, he's tying the knot. Unlike Rob, he's tying the knot. So
Rob can't tie nothing.
I think what I might do is box up some wedding cake and send it to Rob.
Are you going? You're going to roll calls?
Yeah, I'm going. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So, all right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I guess. Let's see here. I just go up here and hit in broadcast. Oh wait, I gotta say. What does Rick say? Oh, let me hit this button to keep Night Strike happy. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Later, guys, girls,
In broadcast, not yet. In broadcast.
whatever your gender is.
In broadcast. What?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.